Hi everyone! So I've been getting a lot of questions about how I do my wig, so I thought I would go ahead and show you. It's really easy to do and really doesn't take that long. So the first thing you're going to want to do is separate out the hair that you're going to use for your poof in the front. And how much I like to use is about like this. You don't want it to be too far back because then you won't be able to get your wig forward enough and it won't look very secure. That's a big pet peeve of mine is when people have their wigs too far back, and even if they're on really securely, it looks like they're gonna fall off. So I like it to be about this wide and about this deep, and that should give you enough hair to do a poof. So go ahead and set that aside, all this hair. Just do a little ponytail in the front. And then you're going to want to get the hair that you're going to do into a bun on top of your head. Now what I like to do here is separate out some kind of chunks in the back, just at the nape of your neck, because you're going to turn those into buns that'll really help secure the wig on your head. But otherwise, take the rest of your hair, and you're going to want to, so I've got some out at the nape of my neck, and you're going to want to put that into, just one big bun on the top of your head. It really doesn't have to be that neat because it'll be all under. Just make sure it's like kind of smooth at your temples. But otherwise, just kind of pile it on there. You want to put it pretty close to where you're going to have your poof because it'll really help, secure that wig in the front. And then just go ahead and put that on with a hairband. You can take this out. So got some cool side swept bangs going on. So then take the hair, I guess that's at the nape of your neck, and you're just gonna put those into two buns down here. And you're just gonna really just still doesn't need to be neat. It's just so that there's something for your wig to anchor to. Really quick, right? Just like that. On the other side, really, really quick and easy. Some people like to do, braids and put those in buns, but, honestly, I always go the route of, if it isn't going to show, it doesn't need to be pretty. It's caught on my earring. Okay, so now the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to do the poof. So this can be really tricky for some people. Luckily, my hair is pretty thick. It's pretty long too, so I actually have pretty good hair for doing a wig. But the way I like to do it is I like to separate it into sort of a back section and a front section, and then I do 1, 2, 3. So first I'm going to separate out the hair in the back. And you're going to, and I actually like to first gum it up a little bit with some hairspray. Just, right back there. Not too much, but it makes it a little bit stickier. So it'll back comb and tease a little bit better. So I separate that out, the back part, into 3 sections. Just like that. Just because, teasing it, you want to get really teased. I do it as much as you think you need to until it gets really matted. Get that 3rd section. And then I'm going to pop that top portion back and do the same thing with this front part. Separate it into 3. Tease, tease, tease. And if I were really doing it for real, I would probably tease it a lot more than I am now, but you don't want to sit here and watch me tease my hair. So now that it's like that, we're gonna tease it all together as one sort of chunk. Just really get it nice and matted and just gross. So we're like this here, and you just want to put it on your hair just like that. Just fold it back. It should be really, honestly, it's teased enough that it just fluffs up by itself. I don't really have to do much. It just sits there And then I'm gonna pin it down. I like to do one going this way and then one going this way. And that's really all I pin my poof. And then I go ahead and take this here, and then I kind of comb this a little bit just so it smooths out. Looks a little bit nicer in the front. And then I'm gonna spray it. I'm not gonna worry about it because I'm not doing it for real, but really honestly spray it so it's like wet and it's just gonna get rock hard, and that's what you want. And now usually what I do is when I'm getting ready for a fesh is I will, get to this point, and then while the hairspray is drying in my hair, that's when I'll do my makeup, so that by the time I'm actually going to go put the wig on, my poof will be a rock, basically. But for now, we'll just keep moving. And I actually use 2 donuts. I've bought them at feshes. They sell them at vendors at every fesh. But honestly, you can also get them at a lot of drugstores. H&M has them. Really cheap, really easy. The color doesn't matter. I have 2 different ones. But I use 2 because I like my wig really big. So the first one I take and I put it around that bun there. And then the second one is like a little bit, I pulled it so I don't want to stretch it so that it goes around both. And I just push it down there so it sits right there. And this is what's going to be, under your wig. So now it's time for the actual thing. So when I put my wig on, I always like to clip in the top first, and then the bottom, and just really get it situated. The key here is that, there goes a bobby pin, is that you really want it to be forward. I like to just kind of try to tuck it under the donuts there. And then I take the bottom and wrap it around the sort of bun nubs that I made at the base of my neck, like that. And then I would go ahead and pin it here. I like to use the big bobby pins like this because they seem to be more secure. What I like to do is I kind of grab this here, and I usually do one big X, like cross them like that. I do one big X at the top here on each side, and then I do them at the nape of my neck too. And then I just kind of like an X like that, and then I just kind of fill it in throughout. I also like to take some bobby pins and kind of find the netting in the wig in the back and pin that to my head because I feel like that makes it a lot more secure. Also, it gives it a nice shape. But you really just want it to be really big. Sometimes what I will end up doing is pinning some of the curls back a little bit so they don't fall forward on my headband, as you'll see next. So now that you've got all your pins in, which I don't, but we're not doing it for real, you're gonna take your headband or crown or whatever, and this is one that I made, really fast, really easy, and actually a lot of people were asking me how I did it, so I ended up writing a whole instruction thing about how I made my headband, and I'll go ahead and put the link to that in the description. It's on my blog. But the way how I secure this is when I made it, I just honestly put 2 hairbands around each end. Like, it's so simple and so easy, and it totally works. So when I put this in my hair, I go ahead and put it, I really try to get it to be down. I really don't like this look when it's flat like this. It looks a lot more secure and a lot more professional when it's down. It makes your hair look a lot taller. And what I like to do with the ends is I kind of burrow them down into the wig, and I use them to push some of the curls here forward, sort of cover my temples here. And it just makes it look, generally I just love it when the wigs are forward, when they look really secure, like it's, your natural hair. So this is kind of where I would place it normally. And then I just loop a bobby pin through that hairband that's on the headband and pin it into the wig. And I do it on both sides, do a couple on each side. And then you kind of like pull your poof out to make sure it looks like you want. and then you kind of like fluff it around. Something that I like to do is I will oftentimes pin some curls down here, like around the headband, because then you don't see that naked portion at the end, and also it just, again, makes it look secure, more secure. Also, if your wig is farther back and you can see the temples, a really good trick is just to take some curls here and pin them. I mean, mine, I don't really need to because I've pushed them forward with the headband, and just pin them right here. That looks a little bit ridiculous because, you know, mine are more forward, but that can really add a level of security to how the wig looks. But basically, I mean, that's it. Go ahead and, you know, make sure the curls are nice and separated. Make sure it's secure, dance around in it, make sure it'll stay on your head. But I mean, that's really all it takes. It's really fast, not too tricky. It's not pretty underneath, but you don't need it to be pretty. And I really hope this helps you guys out. You know, best of luck feshing and good luck with Oireachtas 2013.